Sit in Vajrasana. Sit straight. Keep your back, neck, and head in straight line. Close eyes. Collapse the shoulders. Relax the whole body from toes to head. Chin Mudra in both hands. Calm down mind. Slow down breathing. Observe your heartbeat and breath rate. Make your breathing slow, long, deep, complete. Energize whole body with deep inhalation. Relax with slow exhalation. Observe 3 rounds of deep abdominal breathing. Shift your concentration to tip of the nose. Observe the breath as it happens, normal flow of breath. Observe coolness with incoming air and warmth with outgoing air. ಒಳಬರುವ ಶ್ವಾಸವು ತಂಪಾದ ಅನುಭವ, ಹೊರಹೋಗುವ ಶ್ವಾಸವು ಬಿಸಿ ಶಾಖ. ಶಾಖದ ಪರಿಣಾಮ. Let us chant Omkara while exhaling. Feel the vibrations of Om. Second round. Last round. Contemplate on Omkara vibrations. Namaskar Mudra. Shanti Mantra. Om Sahana Sahano Bhunaktu Saviram Bharavahai Ekasvinamadhirastu ma Vitvishvahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently take back both hands. May twist in the right palm, touch the right wrist in the left palm. Inhale slightly with mouth. Exhale, bow down from the root of the back. Touch forehead to the ground. Salute Mother Earth, Motherland, Guru Parampara, parents and Almighty. Inhale, slowly come up. Release hands. Lay down palms. Generate heat. Might drop in palms. Slowly rise up. Cross this wall. Rise and slowly, few blinks. Open eyes and see the palms. Namaskara. And stretch your legs straight. Release. Relax. Relax your legs. You can come closer. We'll continue the theory for a while of practicals. Practicals, the theoretical aspect mugisi, ಆಮೇಲೆ practice ಮಾಡ್ಸೋಣ. Come closer. ಈಗ ತಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದಿರೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹರಗ್ಲಿ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ 18 ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? 3 3 6 7 7 14 15. 4 people absent. Sampath, Raghavendra, Vasuki, inyar absent? Who is missing? Sampath, Raghavendra, Vasuki, inyar missing illa obru. Okay. Ashtanga yoga we were discussing. We had to start in practicals also asana. Practicals allo asana shuru ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Theory Ashtanga yogadallu we have to start asana. So why am I correlating, synchronizing both? Theory practice eradu match ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಥಿಯರಿ ಹೇಳೋದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಯೋಗ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೀಯವಾಗಿ, ಅದೇನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಸೇಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಇಟ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, if it is not possible to apply theory into practice, then why theory? So many say yoga is 99% practice, 1% theory. If you don't know this 1% theory, you don't know where this 99% is practice going in which direction. Correct? 99% is the experience comes only with practice. How do you get that experience without the background science or principle? ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ದಿರಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ 99% ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತಪ್ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಿಂದಾನು, can you expect that 99% is all 99% goes in vain? ಮೋರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ದಂಗೆ. So before you practice, try to understand the principle shastra, what our Guru Parampara gave, why this asana. So what is this purpose of asana practice as per Patanjali, as per Hatha Yoga? So there are two schools of asanas, even in pranayama. Schools of thoughts may vary. Patanjali school and Hatha school, thoughts may vary, but the goal is same. Paths may vary, but the goal is same. Principle is same. Purpose is same. So before asanas, even in Hatha Yoga, Swami Swatmarama also talks about Yama Niyama. Patanjali also talks about Yama Niyama. Why Yama Niyama? Even asana, for that matter, why Patanjali prescribed this Ashtanga Yoga we discussed in the last class. Why? Anybody? Indin taragatiyalli Ashtanga Yogana yaಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು? There are so many types of yoga. Patanjali given his Yoga Darshana or Yoga Sutras. First one is Samadhi, second Kriya Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, even then Vibhuti, power siddhis, Vibhuti Yoga, and then Kaivalya ultimately. So this Ashtanga Yoga he specifies specifically purpose of Ashtanga Yoga. Last class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಯಾಕೆ impurities ಜನ್ಮ ಜನ್ಮಗಳಿಂದ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಾಸನಗಳ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರಗಳಾಗಿ ಪರಿಣಮಿಸಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಅವರ್ ಐಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು, ಪಂಚ ಜ್ಞಾನೇಂದ್ರಿಯ, ಪಂಚಕರ್ಮೇಂದ್ರಿಯ, ಪಂಚ ತನ್ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಅಹಂಕಾರ, ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಸೀವ್ ಒಳಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಪರ್ಸೀವ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಾಸ್, what that we perceive are tanmatras, shabda, rupa, sparsha, rasa, gandha. So they create some impact in the mind, manas, right? Moment you see something, mind alli ಎರಡು ತರ thoughts create ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆದು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು, duality, positive, negative. The moment you observed at the tip of the nose, now I have asked you to observe at the tip of the nose. What did you observe? Coolness, warmth, sparsha, cool and warm, duality. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನ, ಒಳ್ಳೆದೋ ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದೋ, ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅನ್ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸುಖ, ಅನ್ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ದುಃಖ. And as a result of that, there are multiple thoughts, multiplication of chitta vrittis, right? Janma janmagalinda, how much that we have perceived through our sense organs, whatever that we perceive through our sense organs, ella ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ taste ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಎಲ್ಲ becomes our experience ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಅನುಭವ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮೃತಿ, ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಆಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್, ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ. ಬಟ್ ಟ್ರೂಲಿ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್, ಪುರುಷ, soul is free from all these samskaras. But actually when he is experiencing all this, in the mind, these are stored as a memory. As a result of this memory, all our actions are taken place, isn't it? If these samskaras and vasanas are themselves in dual state, so then always whatever we perceive also in a duality state we perceive. Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya, Siddhi, Asiddhi, Shubha, Shubha, heat and cold, all dualities. So they become impurities. Unless these impurities are purified, unless the dukkha in the body and the mind is thrown out, can you really experience or enjoy the sukha? Alva? So practitioners are of three types based on their intensity and their capacity, conviction. And even in these three types also, again duality, capacity and conviction. So based on the impurity, Patanjali prescribed is Yoga Sutras. So in the Sadhana Pada, he prescribes Yoga Sutras, I have mentioned already, for those who have less impurity. Second, Kriya Yoga, those who have impurities but minimal. The first chapter, very less or no impurity. The second type of sadhaka, who is a mediocre, madhyama, adhikari, who has a less or minimal impurity, for him he prescribed Kriya Yoga. For the people who are involved into samsara, ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ರಾಗ, ದ್ವೇಷ, I think in the last class madam has discussed about kleshas. ಕ್ಲೇಶಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರ. What are the kleshas? ಅವಿದ್ಯಾ, ಅಸ್ಮಿತಾ, ರಾಗ, ದ್ವೇಷ, ಅಭಿನಿವೇಶ. 5. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ದುಃಖಗಳಿಗೂ ಕಾರಣ ಈ 5. ಅವಿದ್ಯ, ಅಸ್ಮಿತಾ, ರಾಗ, ದ್ವೇಷ, ಅಭಿನಿವೇಶ. ಅವಿದ್ಯ, ಅಸ್ಮಿತ, ರಾಗ, ದ್ವೇಷ, ಅಭಿನಿವೇಶ. ಅವಿದ್ಯ is false knowledge or wrong knowledge. ಹೌದಾ? ಅವಿದ್ಯ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಅದು ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಅವಿದ್ಯ. This is type of chittavritti is called viparyaya. In the previous session of that we say chitta pramana viparyaya vikalpa nidra smriti. Pramana, as it is perceiving it, is pramana. It is of three types. ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿತ್ತವೃತ್ತಿಗಳು 5 ಆದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ, ವಿಪರ್ಯಯ, ವಿಕಲ್ಪ 5 ಆದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಹಿಸೋದು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 3 ತರ. ಒಂದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆ ಅನುಭವಗಳಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಧರಿಸಿ ಅನುಮಾನಿಸೋದು, ಇನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ಪರ್ಸೀವ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿ ಆಗಮಾಹ, ಆಪ್ತವಾಕ್ಯ, ಯಾರೋ ಗುರುಗಳು ನಂಬಲು ಅರ್ಹರವರಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ಳತಕ್ಕದ್ದು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ಎರಡನೇದು ವಿಪರ್ಯಯ, ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ರಾಂಗ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. So because of this viparyaya vritti, it is avidya. As this avidya increases, because as a result of avidya, there is asmita, false identity, wrong identity. Asmita, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ದೇವರ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ನೀನು ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಅಶೋಕ. ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಂತವನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಯೋಗ ಮಾಸ್ಟ್ರು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್, ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. ಆಸ್ ಎ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅ ಓನರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಲೀವ್ ಇಟ್. ರಾಗ, ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿನ್ಗೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಟೈಟಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ದುಡ್ಡಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂದು 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 ಅಂತ. Because you perceived wrong, that wrong perception itself became your wrong identity, false identity. The false identity, there is an attachment. As a result of this attachment, fear of losing. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ್ವೇಷ. ಒಂದನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತರ ಅದು. These are all dualities again, raga, dvesha. Raga is a desire or attachment, psychological dependence on external world for your happiness. Your real Swarupa is happy, but you are psychologically dependent on external world to become happy. This is Raga. When that happiness is not attained through external world, Dvesha. ನೀವು ಸೈಕಲಾಜಿಕಲಿ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುಖಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಧಾರಿತವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ್ವೇಷ. ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷ. ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷದ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಅಭಿನಿವೇಶ, ಫಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್, ಫಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆತ್, clinging to this life. Getting it? And again repeat ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. What Sudha madam have already told, I am repeating it in such a way that we can practically understand. ಇದೇ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ದುಃಖಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಈ ಕ್ಲೇಶಾಸ್, ಪಂಚಕ್ಲೇಶಾಹ. As long as these kleshas are not purified, ದುಃಖ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಡ್ಯುಯಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಕ್ಲೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಮೂಲನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪತಂಜಲಿ? ಸುಖಾನುಶಯಿ ರಾಗ, ದುಃಖಾನುಶಯಿ ದ್ವೇಷ, ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಷಯವತಿ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿರತ್ಪನ್ನ. ಸೊ ಈಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಭಿನಿವೇಶ, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಯೋಗ, ತಪಸ್, ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ, ಈಶ್ವರ ಪ್ರಣಿಧಾನ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೀರಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ಯೋಗ. ಹೀಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ಯೋಗ, ಯೋಗಾಂಗಾನುಷ್ಠಾತ್ ಅಶುದ್ಧಿ ಕ್ಷಯೇ ಜ್ಞಾನ ದೀಪ್ತಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಈ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್, ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ, ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ವೋ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಪರ್ಸೀವ್ ಇಸ್, ವಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಲ ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ತಪ್ಪಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಫೆಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್, ಹಾವನ್ನ ಹಗ್ಗನೇ ಹಾವು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಭಯ ಪಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ನಾವು, ಇನ್ನ ಹಾವು ಅಂತ ಭಯ ಪಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸುಳ್ಳೆ. ದಿಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್. ಏನೋ ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ, ಭಯ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಯರ್. ಗಾಡ್ ಲವಿಂಗ್ ಗಿಂತ ಗಾಡ್ ಫಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ. ದುಃಖ ಮೂಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ದುಃಖ, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ದುಃಖ ಇಸ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್. ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್ ಸುಖ? even though there is sukha within already, you cannot enjoy. Ashuddhi is too much. So purpose of yogasana or yoga ashtanga yoga is all to eliminate this ashuddhi, and then starts yoga. Yoga ke steps idu, yoga angani. So as for first, to avoid this dukkha, Patanjali prescribed first 2 limbs. Ashtanga yogadalli modala 2 limb, even in hatha yoga modala 2 limb angagalu yavu? Yama, niyama. Yama is to avoid the entry of dukkha. Niyama is purification of dukkha. See, the interpretation ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ because to the level of their understanding. So my commentary is my understanding. Okay. So yama is end of something. If you have to put end of something, what here we are putting end to all the negatives, dukkha karakas. ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ದುಃಖವನ್ನ ತರಬಹುದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಹಿಂಸೆ, ಸತ್ಯ, ಅಸ್ತೇಯ, ಅಪರಿಗ್ರಹ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚರ್ಯ, ಯಮಃ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಮೊದಲು ದುಃಖವನ್ನ ದೂರವಿಡು ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ. ಹಿಂಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನ್ ನಾನು ಹೊರಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನೋ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾರ್ ಅಹಿಂಸಾ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಯಂ ತತ್ರ ಸನ್ನಿಧೌ ವೈರತ್ಯಾಗ. ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಹಿಂಸಾ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ವೈರತ್ಯಾಗ. ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಿಂಸೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ವೈರತ್ವನೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್. ಸತ್ಯ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಯಾಮ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಫಲಶ್ರಯತ್ನಂ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನ ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡಿತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ದುಃಖ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ದುಃಖ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಸತ್ಯ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ದುಃಖ ಯಾಕೆ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಸತ್ಯದ ದಾರಿಯಿಂದ ದೂರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗಲೇ ದುಃಖ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಶುರುವಾಗೋದು. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಇದಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದು ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಬದಲಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲವೋ ಅದು ಸತ್ಯ. ಬದಲಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಸತ್ಯ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಯಾಮ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಫಲಶ್ರತ್. ಬದಲಾಗದೆ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಷ್ಟ ಯಾಕೆ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಅವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ರಿಯಾಫಲಶ್ರಯತ್ನಂ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಈಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟ್ರೂತ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ರೈಟ್. ಅಸ್ತೇಯಂ, ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರೋದು. ನನ್ನ ಅರ್ಹತೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಾನು ಅರ್ಹತೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಸಹ ಸ್ಥೇಯ ಕಳ್ಳತನ. ಅಸ್ತೇಯಂ ನಾನ್ ಸ್ಟೀಲಿಂಗ್, ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರೋದು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಯಾನು ನನಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಆದ್ರೂ ನನ್ನದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದು ಕಳ್ಳತರಾನೆ. ಅಂಥದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ದೂರವಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದುಃಖ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅಥವಾ ನನ್ನದು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ನಾವು ದುಃಖಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ. ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್? ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಸೋ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್, ಆಸೆಗಳಿಂದ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯಾರು ಆಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ಗೆಲ್ತಾನೋ, ಒನ್ ಹೂ ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ವೀರ, ರಿಯಲ್ ಶೂರ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಶಿವಾನಂದ ಇಸ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚರ್ಯ book. Being free from all desires, sexual desires especially. When the desires become too many, you become weak mentally, physically. Virya labhaha. Virya is bala. The real virya is strength. Even the sperm, if you can call it as, but in real terms, virya preservation means bala preservation. Your energy is preserved, conserved. Brahmacharya pratishtayam virya labhaha. So one who practices brahmacharya, that means one who is free from all sensual pleasures. Or of course there is no rule that you have to follow, hinge ಇರಬೇಕು, ನೀನು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದರ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಊಟ ರುಚಿಯಾಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನೀಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಬೇಕು. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಆಸೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ತಿಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಅನುಸರಿಸುವುದು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚರ್ಯ. ಅಪರಿಗ್ರಹ, ಅನವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನನಗೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮನೆ ಬೇಕು ನನ್ನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗೆ, 10 ಮನೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊ. Now you are busy in managing. Your time is spent for 10 houses. You don't have time for yourself. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಸಾಕು, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್, if I have 2 phones, my time for these 2 phones is more, and for myself is less. That means I am very busy always. I don't have time for the reality, for external, which is not me. I have time. And ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ scratch on my heart. Aparigraha. So now you understand how are we getting dukkha? ಯಾಕೆ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ, why we are not happy? Because whatever perceived is wrong and unnecessary. So Patanjali is very clever and a great scientist, physicist, psychologist, psychiatrist, all. So very cleverly prescribed. Of course, even much before Patanjali, all these were there. The first limb of Ashtanga Yoga is Yama. So this Patanjali says to practice it as a Mahavratam. If you practice it as a Mahavratam, you will get siddhis, powers. So all that I have mentioned are powers. Sir, we are all samsaris. We cannot follow that the beginning itself. How can we follow, sir? My job demands me to speak live. See, Satyam is that which should not harm others. Ahimsa also. Manasa vacha kaya. ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನುಡಿಯೋ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಅಹಿಂಸಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ, ನಾನು ಕುಯ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಸರ್ಜರಿ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪೇನ್ಫುಲ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಪೇನ್ಫುಲ್. ಸರ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್, ಮೈ ಜಾಬ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು kill. I am a police. My job is that. Shastra excludes all this. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ. That means intentionally harming others, not harming others, is ahimsa. Sir, ಅಪ್ಪ ಮಗನ್ ನೋಡಿತಾನೆ, ಹಿಂಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಂಸಾ. The father, guru, or anyone, to bring the person into the right track, he has to take some stringent measures, strict measures. For that, some dandam is necessary. Don't consider that as a himsa. According to Shastra, that is not a himsa. To keep dharma into action. So, dharma into place. So, himsa is intentionally harming someone. Manasa, vacha, kaya. Okay, you can reduce that himsa. So there is a necessary, sir, ನಾನು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕುಯ್ಲೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ? ಗಿವ್ ಅನಸ್ತೇಷಿಯಾ so that you can reduce himsa. So practically how we can put it into action? Sir, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸರ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದಿಸ್ ಯಮ ನಿಯಮ. ಸರ್, ನೋ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ accept it first. ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಹೇಳೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ನೀಡ್? ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸರ್, ನಮಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ಯೋಗ ನಮಗೆ, ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ಯೋಗ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಯೋಗ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನಿಯಮ ಟು ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈ ಶೌಚ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಪಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಈಶ್ವರ ಪ್ರಣಿಧಾನ. So to purify, shaucha, purify first. What is purification? The first limb, yama. Follow yama, automatically many gets purified. Shaucha, of course. Aparigraha follow ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅಪರಿಗ್ರಹ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಯಾಮ್ ಜನ್ಮ ಕಥಂತ ಸಂಬೋಧಃ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಅಪರಿಗ್ರಹ ನಾಳೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನಾಳೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಟುಮಾರೋ ಫಾರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿವೈಸಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು. So there's a revision for tomorrow's test. ಶೌಚ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಪಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಈಶ್ವರ ಪ್ರಣಿಧಾನ. ಶೌಚ is cleanliness, bahya, antara. Tapas ಬೇಡದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಪಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ, ಯೋಗ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ, ತಾಪಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ, ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ, ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಧ್ಯಯನದಿಂದ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿ. ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಶುಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಪ್ರವಚನ. ನಾ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನೋ ನಾನು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಫಲಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಕ್. Swami Vivekananda says, you be the change that you want to see. And Swadhyaya is that. You study the Shastras, you adopt it, and then if it has to be comfortable, convenient, do Pravachana. Swadhyaya and Pravachana. Next, Ishvara Pranidhana. 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapas, Swadhyaya. If you have to enjoy the life, be contented with whatever you have. DVG ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಇರುವ ಭಾಗ್ಯವನ್ನೆನ್ನದು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ KSRTC ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಾರದೆಂಬುದನ್ನು ಬಿಡು, ಹರ್ಷಕ್ಕಿದೆ ದಾರಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಆನಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಂತೋಷಕ್ಕೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಸಂತೋಷ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಷಣಿಕ, ಆನಂದ ಇಸ್ ಎಟರ್ನಲ್. ಸಂತೋಷ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ತೃಪ್ತಿ. ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಅನುತ್ತಮ ಸುಖ. ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ಇನ್ನೂ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈಗೇನ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಮರ್ತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಂತೋಷಾತ್ ಅನುತ್ತಮ ಸುಖ ಲಾಭ. ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೈಟ್ ನಾವ್. So 5 yamas and 5 niyamas over the last class. Now we'll go to asanas. If you have your textbook practical manual with you, keep it with you. Open asanas. Somebody can read it louder. Athava you can read it on your own. I will directly go to asana theory. Yoga asanas. I think last class Mahendra sir has introduced you to asanas, practical 8-step methodology. He did not introduce 8-step methodology. Okay, then I'll introduce it. The purpose of practicing Ashtanga Yoga is to eliminate chitta vrittis. Right? What is the definition of yoga according to Patanjali? Chitta vritti nirodha. According to Yoga Vashishta, mana prashamanopayaha yoga ityavidiyate. According to Bhagavad Gita, revision for tomorrow. Questions are revealed. What? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. According to Swami Vivekananda, what is yoga? Definition of yoga according to Swami Vivekananda. Pakka question. Yoga is a means to achieve, compress the evolution of man. Yoga is a tool, a means to compress the evolution of man from millions and millions of janmas to few hours, few years, few months, and few hours of bodily existence. Otherwise, it may take millions of janmas to achieve that moksha or liberation or to achieve the goal. So that is the definition. Every soul is potentially divine, manifests the divinity using karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, or raja yoga. So it is a tool. These ways of yoga are tools. It is a tool to compress the evolution of a man. So what is the definition of yoga according to Sri Aurobindo? Overall personality development. He emphasizes yoga as an overall personality development at physical, mental, spiritual, social, and intellectual level. All this should justify in your yogasana practice. Our definition part, definition irbaradu. What kind of yoga that we are practicing, we should be able to justify them. Definitions. Alva. Day by day progress agongiru. Towards these definitions. Otherwise, what is the meaning of defining yoga? So you define something and you do something else. There is no connection. So even asana is a means to achieve that definition. So you can achieve the chitta vritti nirodha sthiti or samatva sthiti or kaushalata and prashamana manaha by any one of these anga, either through yama, niyama, asana, pranayama is next level. Step by step, of course. You can use any one of this limb and achieve the highest goal, or you can integrate all of them, samagravagi, and achieve the goal. So using one step, you can slowly go to higher level and jump it, or you can climb step also to reach. So both are the ways. Okay, here you can use asana also to achieve that duality state of the mind. Yama, niyama are moral code of conduct and disciplines. One is public discipline, another one is self-discipline. Third one limb is asana is bodily discipline. Container, which is carrying the content. If this container itself is shaking, can you expect the content be calm and steady still? It also wavers. So modalu asana pranayama ella hogi mind wavering nillabekandre first body which has all those should become still. Use body to still the mind. So definition given by Patanjali to asana. Asana is the third limb of Bahiranga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, it is the third limb. Yogasanas. Definition of asana given by Patanjali in Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga is Sthira Sukham Asanam. This is the only definition he gives. The purpose of asanas or yogasanas is to use the body to gain health and the mastery over the mind. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Sthira Sukham Asanam. In Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Swami Swatmarama, idella nimge syllabus alilla I am adding, connecting with the Hatha Yoga also. Hatasya pratamangatvam kuryat tadasanam sthiryam arogyam cha laghavam. So he mentions three things. The purpose of practicing asana is sthirya, arogya, laghava. Sthirya, steadiness. Arogya, physical health. Arogataha. And then laghava, lightness. Same way, Gheranda Samhita, Rishi Gheranda mentions asana for achieving dridata. Asanena bhave dridam. He mentions asanena bhave. Through asana, you achieve dridata, steadiness of the body. So in all three shastras, if you see, asana is steadiness. Stilling. How many asanas are there? How many such asanas are there? In Shiva Samhita, Lord Shiva mentions while interacting with Devi Parvati, ಆಸನಾನಿ ಯಾವತ್ ಜೀವ ಜಂತಾನಿ. ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೀವ ಜಂತುಗಳಿದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಆಸನಗಳಿದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೀವ ಜಂತುಗಳು, ಜೀವರಾಶಿಗಳಿದೆ? ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಜೀವ ಜಂತುಸ್, ಜೀವರಾಶಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅರ್ತ್? ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ? 84 lakh. There are 84 lakh asanas. Apart from those 84 lakh, some asanas in the names of rishis, they are additional. Some intermediary postures, they are also additional. Some people ask me, sir, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಆಸನಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಅಂತ. Do you teach all asanas in your yoga institute? I should take another janma or some 200 janmas to teach all these 84 lakh asanas. In Gheranda Samhita, Rishi says, Adinatha in his teachings mentioned 84 lakh asanas, but for Martya Loka, for those who are in mortal life, 84 asanas are enough. So for samsarika in this janma to liberate from these bondages, 84 asanas are enough. Even Shiva also mentions all those 84 lakh asanas need not to be performed by all. 84 are enough. All those 84 are again little bit advanced. Gheranda mentioned, Rishi Gheranda in his Gheranda Samhita mentioned, not all 84 asanas are necessary for a common man or the man who wants that steadiness. 32 asanas are enough. Of course, all of them are good, but 32 are enough to achieve that Kundalini Jagrata or awakening, whatever you want. Again, Swatma Rama in Hatha Yoga Pradipika mentioned, only 15 asanas. Hatha Yoga Pradipikadalli ಬರೆದಿರೋದು 15 ಆಸನ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಆಸನಗಳಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ 15 ಆಸನ ಸಾಕು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ. In those 15 asanas, he mentions and he gives importance to only 4 asanas. Bhadram, Padmam, Siddham, Vajram. Bhadrasana, Vajrasana, Siddhasana, Simhasana. Only 4. What are these asanas? Not even Simha, Swastikam, Swastikasana. What are these asanas? Meditative asanas. These are the asanas in which you can sit comfortably and do pranayama, meditation and all. So what kind of importance given in Hatha Yoga to asana? So now you are getting an overview of all this. Bhadrasana, Bhadrasana, Swastikasana, Virasana, Vajrasana, Padmasana. So 4 asana: Siddha, Padma, Vajra, Swastika. All are meditative asanas only. And I have seen many people teaching Hatha Yoga only with asana. If you really open the Hatha Yoga Shastra, Swami Swatma Rama, the asana text which is widely used, Hatha Yoga text, written only 15, described only 15. Of course, that doesn't mean that he is telling not to practice other asanas. He said that is enough to achieve the steadiness if practiced regularly. and his priority is more on pranayama. From there, mudras. About asanas, there is only 64 slokas. About pranayama, 134. About mudra, somewhere around 180. Not that the numbers may vary. I am listing only mentioning. So mudras are the asanas used. So the postures are the alignments used to regulate the prana shakti. I'm combining Hatha Yoga, why this, all those things. I'm giving an overview before I go to the Sutra of Patanjali. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಠ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಗೇರಂಡ ಸಂಹಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್. Even if you search in your textbook, you will not find. Asana, Patanjali did not mention any asana name at all. And many people put a board in their Yogashala that we teach Ashtanga Yoga here and teach all asanas. But really speaking, in Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali did not mention any asana name at all. So there is no name of asana mentioned by Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras. Patanjali Yoga ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋದೆ. ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. ನಮ್ ಮನೇಲಿ ಒಂದ್ ಮಗು ಇತ್ತು, ಆ ಮಗುಗೆ ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಸೇರ್ಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಯೋಗ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋಗ ಯು ಟೀಚ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ವಿ ಟೀಚ್ ಆಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋಗ. Okay, then I asked, okay, at what time, when to come, and all these are. We teach all Patanjali Yoga Sutra or Patanjali Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all those he mentioned. What you teach in this, I specified. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಿಜಾನೇ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ people will come with a predetermined mindset asking for what type of yoga you teach ಅಂತ. ಅದ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರು ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಯೋಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ, they don't come to your class. Even if you tell all those people, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯೋಗ ಹೆಸರುಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು ಸಹ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇರೆದ್ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು, ಅವ್ರು ಬರಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ. This kind of publicity is widespread in the market. So it has become a market in outside. So let us not spoil or dilute the actual yoga shastra just for the sake of getting students. If we become strong in our basics of shastra, students only will come in search of you. You need not to go in search of a student. But we should be in that samatva sthiti. And students padkolakoskara certificate ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ many of us are behind students with all types of marketing, and actually people are missing what exactly is yoga here. ಈ ಏನೇನೋ ಯೋಗ, ಡೋಗ, ಬೀರ್ ಯೋಗ, ಪವರ್ ಯೋಗ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯೋಗ, ಏನೇನೋ ಅಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ಯೋಗ, ಹೆಸರುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್. ಒರಿಜಿನಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಏನನ್ನೋದು ಮರ್ತೋಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೀಯವಾಗಿ ಏನಾರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರೇನೋ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ, ನಮಗ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ, ಆ ತರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಈಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ becoming certified people. At least we have that some responsibility to stick on to the basics of yoga, not to restrict yoga to mere asanas. Before even teaching asana, I am requesting to all. Fine. Belage today morning, one of our last batch student, while they were presenting their project reports, she asked me one question. Not me, but actually the presenter. Sir, there is so much of importance to yama and niyama in yoga. Before even starting asanas, yama and niyama have an important role. That itself can give you a big relief. from all the problems, pain, suffering, and diseases. But why is it not emphasized in regular yoga classes? Question. Very much valid question. So what do you answer if you are a teacher? Why yama niyama is not emphasized, only asana pranayama is emphasized? There is no proper way to convey. We ourselves are not practicing. Teachers, and we ourselves are not practicing. How can we tell them? So Swadhyaya is important. Swadhyayat pravachanaha. So if the nammali ili yarar long term students idre pranavali vayasige bandiroru, I think I have several times mentioned about yama niyama in the class. Whenever there is a new student in the class, whenever I get an opportunity, I mention the importance of yama and niyama. Any teacher who starts teaching, instructing, try to emphasize. Of course, you cannot keep on telling yama niyama daily. That is to be taught only once or twice and later on emphasize. And it is up to them to practice. But that is the first way to get into the asana practice. But many people come to yoga class only to practice physical aspect, but that is also not complete. So without this yama niyama, you cannot be so flexible even in asana also. Do's and don'ts. In asana, what you should do, what you should not do. You should not look at others. First of all, if you look at others, what is happening in your body, you are not aware. So Vairagya is gone. Abhyas and Vairagya, it is mentioned by Patanjali to practice asana. When you look at others, your Vairagya is gone. Your mind is in the external world. Drashta anushravika vishaya vitrashnasya vashikara sanya vairagyam. Patanjali gives. Drashta anushravika. Don't pay attention to the seen and heard. If you are looking at others and always, then you are already disturbed. You cannot give cannot pay complete attention to what you are doing. First, that vairagya is important. So when we are not practicing this yama and niyama, so there is no vairagya to get into asana. You want to start asana, I am talking so much. So because you should understand the need of all this. We'll start the practice shortly. So we'll take you through asanas now. The definition of asana by Patanjali. So literally asana is a posture. Asana is a posture derived from animal or plant instincts. And the purpose of stilling the posture on any animal or plant instincts is imitation of good things in each asana. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಯಾರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್, ನಾಟ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಬಂದಾಗಿಂದಲ್ಲ, ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಮೇಡ್ ಯು ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸನ, ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಸನ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಮಿಟೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಮಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೆನಪಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಮೇಡ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ and one asana for a longer duration. Applying the purpose of making your body still and any particular asana is to connect with the dhyaya vastu. Dhyaya vastu, dhyanam. As per Patanjali, the purpose of asana is to keep your posture still for dhyanam. So you need so many siddhis, powers and knowledge. You should do dhyanam on that. Then for that you are adopting that particular animal or plant instinct name. So the purpose of all Hatha Yoga asanas to get strength. All our rishis have carefully observed all the animal or plant instincts and adopted such postures to get that strength. For example, Mayurasana. They have carefully observed the body balance of Mayura. Mayura is peacock. Rishis have carefully observed the posture of Mayura. How is it balanced? On two legs. The center of gravity is balanced on two legs. And they might carefully have observed the qualities of Mayura. Its ability to fly. Mayura's special quality compared to all other birds is what? Even if it drinks visha, it can digest it without harm, without harming. Visha kudidru adanna ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗದಂಗೆ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಜಠರಾಗ್ನಿ. See, the kind of observation our rishis had visualized and adopted. So if you see the benefits of Mayurasana anywhere, same things, whatever rishis have observed. So not only going to the final posture, you should also think about the qualities, good things of that particular being. Mere imitating its posture also can bring you such qualities, but if you are consciously staying there, that can bring you much more strengths. So all these Hatha Yoga asanas are the derivations of animal or plant instincts. So different names ಕೊಡ್ತಿದೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಸನಗಳಿಗೆ. Mayurasana, Kapotasana, Rakshasana, Makarasana, Dhanurasana, Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana, Tadasana. What are these? Dog breathing we do, Shvanashvasana, rabbit breathing we do. So these are all simple imitation of these animals or plant instincts. Each species has its special quality. The purpose of so many Hatha Yoga asanas is to get those qualities and strengths of each species. And some rishi names you do. Rishi's qualities, you are meditating on that particular rishi by adopting that posture in which that rishi got enlightenment or realization. Bharadvajasana, Marichasana, Matsyendrasana, Kalabhairavasana, Vashishthasana, Natarajasana, Nataraja Lord. So hige, so each name, there are different names. Each name has its own philosophy and special feature. The purpose of doing asana is to imitate that particular quality. ಅದನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಆಸನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಸನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. In each asana, it has its own special quality. Tadasana we do. What is the quality of tada? Palm tree, straight, balance, and elongating, growing, progressing, upward, not downward, upward. See, these are the features. When you are standing in Tadasana, adopt all those features. If features ella illa andre your asana is something else. Getting it? So why, and now you imagine what kind of yogasanas that we have been doing all these years. The name of each asana is very important before you do asana. For example, you do Rukshasana. Rukshasana, what are the features of Ruksha? Good qualities of Ruksha, and you should know Ruksha better. First, to do Rukshasana, you should know the qualities of Ruksha. Garudasana, for example, Garudasana. Garudasana is done on the kai kaala sutkondo hege ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Why is it called as Garudasana? Intertwining of legs and hands. Why is it called as Garudasana? And what is the relationship with Garuda and this hand? We don't know. Or of course, some of you may know, some of you may not know. Who is Garuda? Vishnu Vahan. If Garuda has to salute Vishnu, how will it salute? Intertwines legs and wings. That is the purpose. So philosophy behind Garudasana. At that sense of devotion, surrendering, balance, samatvam is required in Garudasana. Veerabhadrasana. Who is Veerabhadra? In English, simply Vari. Who is Veerabhadra? Veerabhadra Swami, Veerabhadraeshwara, an avatar of Lord Shiva. On what occasion he became Veerabhadra? So if you know all this philosophy, you can interpret asanas or you can achieve that state better. So that is why in the beginning of the course itself, I mentioned when a foreigner comes to India and sees all these names and translates these names to English, most of its essence has gone. ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಲ್ಲ. ವೀರಭದ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು, ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. How can a foreigner interpret? He interprets that Veerabhadrasana as warrior. Garudasana as eagle pose. And Malasana as Malasana. How do you write Mala in English? How do you write? If you see that Malasana, what they say, garland pose. So they interpret it as garland pose. But they are sitting in Malasana in such a way that we use Indian toilets to pass Mala. So even asanas also, how much we have understood, I don't know. So we should think something beyond the textbooks. ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿರೋದು ಯಾರು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಏನೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರೇ ಬರೆದರ ಅವರ ಶಿಷ್ಯಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಈ ತರ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ, ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಯೋಗಾಚಾರ್ಯರು, ಯೋಗ ಟೀಚರ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ, ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು have become great yoga teachers, and I don't know what is happening. So each asana has its own philosophy, its meaning, principle, without knowing that we are all sometimes going behind textbooks, including YIC textbook I am talking about. Now I'll move on to the asanas. For example, another name, Rikshasana. One elaborate man. Rikshasana. If you have to practice Rikshasana, what is Riksha? What are the qualities, special good qualities of Riksha? Steadiness, stillness, focused, alva? And then ಶರೀರ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಖಲುಧರ್ಮ ಸಾಧನಂ ಅಂತ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಶರೀರ ಯಾಕೆ? ಪರೋಪಕಾರಾರ್ಥಮಿದಂ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಶರೀರಂ. So purpose of gaining this body to liberate is for the paropakaarartham. If you want to get that moksha, liberation, or to highest goal, it has to do lot of paropakara, para upakara. Karma yoga will. So Riksha is doing karma yoga. What it is doing? Chayam anyasya kurvanti swayam tishtati atape phalanyapi pararthaya rukshaha satpurushaivaha. Chayam anyasya kurvanti. It gives shelter and fruits. Phala anya. phala, all types of fruits, whatever the benefits, it itself doesn't enjoy it. Whatever it produces, it is for others. Anyasya kurvanti. Chayam, it itself stands in the sunlight, heat, and provides shade to others. Chayam anyasya kurvanti. So what do you do being in Rikshasana? Simply go and stand and balance. The purpose of going to Rikshasana is to imitate such qualities, to increase such strengths. To develop such mental and physical abilities. Sir, namu madakagalla, haudu madakagalla, adana imitate madake hogtidvi. Allige hogi at least to imbibe, to adopt such qualities. Makarasana, many, I say now you will realize. Makarasana, how are we doing? What is Makara? Makara means crocodile. When I asked to do Makarasana, kandu tekkondu hillo nodkondirtare, eno aadkondu illi nodta irtare. So the Makarasana. So what are the special qualities of Makara? Calm, cool, still, focused, and there is opportunity, catch. So till then, balanced, samatvam, focused is Makarasana. Imitate, have that emotion. So there are so many such species named by Yavat Jiva Jantani, by Shiva Adinatha, who is a master of Hatha Yoga. The purpose of so many asanas are to get such qualities, strengths, imitation. Shavasana, sumne malkondre Shavasana. Shavasana, it is the toughest asana. You know. Shavasana, when you say, sir, you can do Shavasana very easily. But to really go to the real state of Shava, it is the toughest. Shavake an abdomen movement irata, respiration irata, heart rate irata, movements irata. If you can go to such a state, purpose of going to reaching that highest state of Shava is Shavasana. Really speaking. See, you cannot at least stop your abdomen movement itself. If you do some dynamic vigorous exercise, you don't have control on that. You don't have control on abdomen movement, respiration, heart rate. You cannot voluntarily control. Stay there still until you achieve the state of Shava. The purpose of asana is to achieve that state. Different ಹೆಸರುಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆಸನಗಳಿಗೆ. ಹಠಯೋಗ ಆಸನ, I mean to say ಹಠಯೋಗ asanas. ಹಠಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಆಸನಗಳು, ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸನಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. So that is the purpose of doing each asana. So ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಯೋಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಈಗ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಬಂದು ಆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹಾಳಾಗಿದೆ. ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಹೇಳೋ ಪೇಷನ್ಸೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ತಾಳ್ಮೆ. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಆ ಕಡೆ, ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. So the purpose of each asana in Hatha Yoga has its meaning. Some are culturative asanas, some are meditative asanas, some are relaxative asanas. ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. Not conscious of the outside world, but inside he was conscious. It may be true. Question here is, Dr. Rajkumar was a great yoga practitioner. When he was in Shavasana, he was almost like a dead body only. Was it true or not? Maybe true. So he was a great sadhaka. He was a great practitioner. He learned it from a proper guru, I think. He knew all Hatha Yoga asanas and practice, and I feel. Because he was so disciplined. Of course, only on the movie in the popular ಆಯ್ತು. Otherwise, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಅನುಸರಿಸ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. At least to certain extent. Being a samsari. Okay. We'll further move on. ಇನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ PhD ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಆಸನಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ. So there is so much about asanas. Each asana you can do some fundamental research and prove. So many PhDs can be done in each asana. So now let me take you through the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. What Patanjali prescribed on asana. Only 3 sutras he mentioned for asanas. Only 3 sutras in Ashtanga Yoga about asanas. First sutra for asana is Sthira Sukham Asanam. Second one is Prayatna Shaithilyananta Samapatibhyam. Third one is Tato Dvandvan Abhighataha. Tato Dvandvan Anabhighataha. These 3 sutras. Concept of asana in Patanjali Yoga. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Prayatna Shaithilyananta Samapatibhyam. Tato Dvandvan Abhighataha. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Prayatna Shaithilyananta Samapatibhyam. Nan sutra ಹೇಗಿದೆಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನೇ ಬರ್ತಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಶೈಥಿಲ್ಯ ಅನಂತ ಸಮಾಪತಿಭ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ನೀವು ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಶೈಥಿಲ್ಯಂ ಅನಂತ ಸಮಾಪತಿಭ್ಯಾಮ್. ತತೋ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಾನಭಿಘಾತಃ. ತತಃ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ ಅನಭಿಘಾತಃ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So let us discuss each sutra in detail. Here one more word is missing in this Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Not missing actually. So we should understand it to achieve that Sukha Sthiti. So you can consider there are 3 stages in each asana. These are the 3 stages. This sutra gives 3 stages of asana. Every asana for a learner in the 3 stages. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಆಸನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೂ ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಹೋಗೋಕೆ 3 stages if you want to achieve the higher state of asana. First achievement ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? ಸ್ಥಿರತಾ. Second, chiram, ability to stay long time. Sukham, achieve that comfort in the final posture. Sthiram, Sukham, Asanam. In between there is a chiram. Chiram means hold. When you hold it for longer duration, then only you will get asana siddhi, perfection. Siddhi is perfection or that mastery. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಸನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಫುಲ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, which will not give us siddhi, perfection of that. If you want to become perfect in asana, in each asana. So the other day, when I asked you to stay in each asana for some time, 5 breaths, 9 breaths, you are telling me, sir, you are feeling very comfortable, sukha, light after that, anta ella heltidre neeve. So stages, when you hold in the asana for a longer duration, you will get perfection. ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಆಸನ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಒಂದು ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ? ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 3 minutes up to 30 minutes in each asana to achieve perfection. ನಾವು ಗಂಟೆಗೆ 100 ಆಸನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಥಿರ ಚಿರ ಸುಖ. Is steadiness, chiram long time, sukham easy and comfortable. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಸನ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿತೌಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲಿ. So whenever I ask any question on asana, what are the 3 stages of asana? You should write sthira chiram sukham. ಇದು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನೆನಪಿರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆದ್ರೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಮರ್ತ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Then 3 cardinal principles have to be applied to achieve these 3 stages. Next sutra, cardinal principles to asana. Avರೇನ್ cardinal principles ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು cardinal principles to be applied in the asana. ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಶೈಥಿಲ್ಯಂ ಅನಂತ ಸಮಾಪತ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೂತ್ರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, the first sutra of the second, as a first part of second sutra, prayatna shaitilyam, are the that is the cardinal principles of asana. Prayatna shaitilyam. Prayatna is a natural effort. Shithila has to be reduced. Effort has to be reduced, or prayatna have to be in that direction or a particular direction, in a right direction. Prayatna in wrong direction always is painful. When the prayatna is in the right direction, automatically there is a shaithilya, relaxation. So relax the body, slow down the breathing, calm down the mind. These are the 3 cardinal principles to be adopted in asana to stay longer. Sthiram, sthira sukha. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಚಕ್ರಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೆನ್ಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಶೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅರ್ಧ ಚಕ್ರಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಕೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಶೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. See, in the beginning, our body ಏನೇ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರು ಶರೀರ ಇರಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಗೆ. Sharira is that instrument, sadhana salakarana. If I have to become a violinist, I should have violin first. And I should know how to operate the violin. This is the violin. If I want to become so and so, goal, any goal for that matter, I should know how to operate that instrument. This is the instrument. Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. ಏನೇ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಜೀವಾತ್ಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ದಿ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋಲ್, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾರಾಗಿ ಈ ಶರೀರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಇದರ ಮುಖಾಂತರನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಶರೀರ. ಸೊ ಆ ಶರೀರ ಮಾಸ್ಟರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರಿ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು? ವೃಕ್ಷ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೇ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಸ್ಥಿರಂ ಇನ್ ವೃಕ್ಷಾಸನ. ಹಿಂಗೆ 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 ವೃಕ್ಷಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುಡಿದವ್ರ ತರ ಆಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇಸ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಇನ್ asana is to achieve stability, steadiness, and then chiram, try to stay there in the longer, the same asana for longer duration. And the other day in general class I asked all of you to stand in Tadasana, first simple standing. Many could not stand. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಒಂದು ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗ ಅಲ್ಲಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಣ್ಣು ಸುತ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈವನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವನ್ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿದ್ರು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ. ಟ್ರೈ just now, right now, you get up and since long time you are sitting, stand up, stand up, Tadasana. Stand erect wherever you are on the mat. Keep your toes together, pointing to same direction. Press toes firmly. Check whether weight is equally distributed throughout the feet. One point ಮೇಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆಗೂ ಇದೆಯಾ? Feet parallel to each other, toes parallel. Tighten ankles, calves, pull up kneecap, tighten thighs. Exhale, suck your abdomen in. Inhale, expand the chest, roll shoulders behind, up, and stretch your hands completely, fully stretch your hands downwards. Keep all fingers together, outstretch the fingers, touching thighs or by the side. Keep eyes closed, observe the balance. Proper Tadasana, straight. Elbow straight, knees straight, pull up kneecap and tighten thighs. Keep your fingers pointing downwards, pulling downwards. Observe the balance. Just keep all fingers together and outstretched. Navina, Pushpalata madam, kೈ stretch ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗೆ, straight ಆಗಿ. ರಾಜೇಶ್ sir, stretch, keep stretching. Feel the balance. Palms touching the thighs. Pushpalata. Observe the balance. Now slowly raise your both hands above head and adopt Namaskara Mudra above hands, above head. Join palms, not interlocking fingers. Palms fully joined from wrist to fingers. Biceps should touch ears, such a way that your elbows are straight. ದೊಡ್ಡರಂಗ ಹೆಸರು ಕಾಲು ಬೆರಳು ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ದಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬೆನ್ನಿನ ಅಲೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ Tadasana. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇಲ್ಲದಂಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 8, biceps should touch ears so that your elbows are naturally straight, your chest is up, tummy is tucked in order to expand the chest. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಲಿ. Feel like a palm tree, growing, balanced. ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಸರ್, ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು. Keep stretching, stretching until I count 60. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. ಹಸ್ತಗಳು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. 21, 22, biceps touching ears. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 51. Keep stretching hands upward. Keep yourself growing tall. Like growing like a talemara palm tree. For 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 60, 40, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, Shashti. Slowly release hands down. Shithila Tadasana. Legs apart, hands free, suspended. Watch the effect and feel the effect of Tadasana. Now you can slowly sit down. Now you can give me your experience, whether really we can satisfy the asanas or not. ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇದೆಯಾ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಸನ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಆಸನದಲ್ಲೇ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಆಸನ ಯದ್ವಾ ತಿರುಗಿಸೋದು ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಏಕತತ್ವ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆರ್ multiple things also you can do, but principle is same. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಿರತೆ ಇತ್ತ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ, was there steadiness, a simple standing asana, very simple asana. So many things you will observe when you are steady. ಇವಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೀಟ್? So one here sir is telling, I could feel the throbbing sensation, heartbeat in between the palms anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. What else you could observe?
When I started putting the knee gaps and thighs, tighten the thighs, some steadiness bರುತ್ತೆ. Without ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, all becomes ಜಾಸ್ತಿ steadiness. ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೇಲೆ ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ನಾನೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನಂಬೇಡಿ, ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ yes Soumya ji,
actually a lot of focus. You should be completely focused. If you just think about something or if you just lose that focus, your body will start shaking, you will lose that balance. That's what I've observed.
so many qualities will improve. That is a perfection, improving. ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷನೂ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ simply holding 1 minute can give you so much of observation. Then imagine staying steady in each asana for longer duration, what kind of mental ability it can bring. Both mental, physical and pranic, all levels of siddhi or perfectionism that you can achieve in each asana. For all of us who are practicing, we've been practicing asanas for quite a long time, but you may not enjoy this much of effect. In a simple asana also you can achieve that great bliss. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಸನ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಮ್ಮಂತವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗೋಗಿರೋರಿಗೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾರಿ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಯೋಗಾಸನ. ಕೆಲವರು ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಯದ್ವಾ ತಿರುಗ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇಬ್ಬರದು ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ may not be complete. Anybody, age is not a matter. Simply ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಏಜ್, ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Still, asana principle is being still, steady. In which state you want to be steady, that makes the difference. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈವನ್ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಆಸನದಲ್ಲೂ ಆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ನ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. Virabhadrasana or Rikshasana. Rikshasana, the quality of feature of Riksha is what? No matter whether you are in sunlight or rain or a wind, balance. Roots are firmly grounded. As much your roots are grounded, that much you are growing tall. See the principles in each asana. So adopt ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ to think. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So what I am trying to instill is try to go to the roots, basics. Then ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಟೀಚರ್ ಬಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಫೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಆಸನಕ್ಕೂ ಯಾರು so you yourself can do some research nididhyasana and learn, but in the right direction, in consultation with your already experienced person, one who has already walked that path. But you can do that self practice in his advice. So basic principles ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಿಗಾರು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸಿತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಂದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ದಿನ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? Teach them how to earn it. That's how we should learn. Even learning also. So in each asana, what you should focus, in what way, and what are the options available, all those you can explore in different ways. So Patanjali Sutradalli ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸೂತ್ರನ elaborate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ there is so much to understand. Simply Sthira Sukham Asanam. So yama, don'ts, niyama, do's. So this kind of interpretations in textbooks may not be. That leads to redundancy. Narrowed approach towards yoga. In our certificate course gulo hage agogide. Only for the sake of certification we are learning asanas and doing, and people also, of course, if we instill it, they may get it, but in the basic level only that much is taught, and people are not interested in going deeper also. Many people, of course, all are ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ವಾಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋರ್ಗಾದ್ರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋರ್ಗಾದ್ರು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. So those people who we are going to become instructors, so must know these principles. So these cardinal principles in the final posture, what you should do, prayatna. Naturally there is a prayatna. We do lot of effort to stay in the asana. ಒಂದು ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಅರ್ಧಕಟ್ಟು ಚಕ್ರಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅನವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮಸಲ್ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಫೇಸ್ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊಂಟದ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅನವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ sympathetic response inside. In medical terms, if you say sympathetic tone, ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, in order to protect and prevent the injuries. If you had back pain in the past or any injury in any part of your body, ಆ ಭಾಗನ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ಸ್ಟಿಫ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Because of the pain memory, your sympathetic nervous system senses that and acts as a defensive mode. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇವ್ರು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರ ಕೆಟ್ಟವರ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ತಟ್ಟೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ, ಮೊದಲೇ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. Body also has that automatic defensive system. It is very intelligent system. In the beginning stage, there is a lot of effort to defend itself from the injuries. ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಹೆಂಗೆಂಗೋ ಯದ್ವಾ ತಿರುಗಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ is not calm. In the beginning, your mind is not calm. As a result, your breath is not slow. As a result, your body is also not steady. So there is a lot of effort in the mind, resulting effort in the breath, resultant effort in the body is also high. That is what is the Sutra Prayatna Shaithilyam. Because mind is not directed in a particular direction, it is scattered, a number of thoughts, then automatically effort in the breath and body also increase. ಈ ಸೂತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮನನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಶಿಥಿಲಂ. Naturally we do we put lot of effort. 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿದೋಗೋ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆವಾಗ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ತರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So yoga is to reduce that effort. Prayatna shaithilyam. Kaushalam. Use the skill. Kaushala yuktavagi ಮಾಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮಸು ಕೌಶಲಂ. Any work for that matter. Kaushalam. Prayatna shaithilyam. And then, so 3 stages of asana. Sthira chiram asanam. That is sthira sukham asanam. As we have seen. Sthira chira sukha. The highest goal of each asana is to stay in asana as long as you can in sukham. ಈಗೊಂದು ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪತ್ತು ಕೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆವಿ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಸಾರ್. ಕುಡ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ದಟ್? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪತ್ತಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೈ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋವಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪತ್ತಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶೇಕಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಕೈ ಇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿದ್ದೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಗ್ರಾಜುಲಿ ಓವರ್ ಎ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಡಿನೆಸ್. ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್ one day, with regular practice, achieve the steadiness. That is the first stage of learning asana. Then continue staying in that steady state for a long time. Chiram. Increase the duration until you feel sukham in the asana as long as possible. Meditate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರೆ ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ. You are not able to sit in asana still. How can you meditate? Many people sit in this dukhasana for a long time. See, for meditation, many people will be sitting like this. See how much effort is there in the legs. Your body is holding it tight, stiff. There is no effortlessness here. Unless this is relaxed. How can you sit calm? You are trying to focus on some dhyaya vastu, but this is disturbing. Unless this is steady, relaxed, sukham, you cannot go to higher levels of yoga sadhana. Any asana for that matter. So that is why Patanjali is very clear in his approach. First, asana has to be sthiram, then sukham. Sukhasana, ಸುಖವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಆಸನ ದುಃಖಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Asana dukkha. Asana, in fact, it should give you sukha. Asana dukkha ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ then your alignments are not proper. And your approach towards the asana is not proper. Sir, ನನಗೆ ಆಸನ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಪೇನ್ ಬಂತು, ಈ ಪೇನ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ then your approach is not right in any asana. Asana actually ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಬಾರದು. Purpose of asana is to relax, as per Patanjali. Next, Prayatna Shaithilyam Ananta Samapatibhyam. Posture becomes firm and relaxed through control of natural tendencies of the body and through meditation on the infinite. So natural tendency is Adhika Prayatna. Our approach should be reduce those natural tendencies. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕೈ ಬೀಸಿದ್ರೆ ಹತ್ರ ಅವ್ರು ಹೊಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ? React. So when you are bending front, so there is a pain beyond the limit. What is the natural tendency? There is a pain or some stretching effect to stop you, prevent the further damage. So why is this natural tendency? Body has its own innate tendency to protect itself. Reaction. So Prayatna Shaithilyam, posture becomes firm and relaxed through control of natural tendencies of the body and through meditation on the infinite. Ananta Samapatti. Ananta Samapatti. Ananta is infinite. Tune into that infinite entity. Ananta, anything what ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಅನಂತವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು? Any examples? Sky. Tune into that infinite sky. Or your Ishtadevata. Devata anta Bhagavan anta bandre yaro? Anything, everything that he has infinite in his 6 virtues, infinite. Bhagavanta. Avanu. Maybe your Ishtadevata or Omkara. These are infinite entities. So from the finite to infinite, you should go using the asana concept. Ananta Samapatti, becoming merged. So becoming one with the infinite. Ananta Samapatti is merger. The 3 stages of asana: Sthira, Chira, Sukha, stable, steady and blissful, and 3 cardinal principles: reduced effort in the body, relaxation, and tune into the infinity are the 3 cardinal principles. Prayatna Shaitilya Ananta Samapatitya. So reduce all efforts, merge with the beautiful blue sky. Then what happens? Sukha Prapti, Dukkha Nivritti. The purpose of asana is to Sukha Prapti and Dukkha Nivritti. But most of the asanas ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ Dukkha Prapti Sukha Nivritti ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜಿ ಬದಲಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗೋದು ಅದೇನೆ. ದುಃಖ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಸುಖ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಬಾರದು. So it should be sukha prapti dukkha nivritti. One merges with the blue sky or infinite, transcends the body consciousness and free from all dukkha. How to achieve that state? Abhyasa vairagya bhyam tan nirodha. Patanjali, the first chapter itself told. To achieve anything, abhyasa and vairagya are important. Abhyasa. What is abhyasa? We have discussed. Ishtu dirgha kala nirantaravagi. Satu dirgha kala nairantarya sat. Satu dirgha kala nairantarya. So one should practice Sthira Sukhamasana, Prayatna Shaitilya Ananta Samapatibhyam with Abhyasa and Vairagya. Practice and let go attitude. ನಾನು 10 kg ತೂಕ ಇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ನನ್ನ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈಡ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತವೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ವಿತ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್, ಯುವರ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಾಟ್ more. Purpose of practicing is to reduce that effort. When you are longing for the results of the asana, when there is no vairagya in the asana practice, actually your effort becomes more. As a result, this also becomes more. Eating and other things also will become more. Satisfaction, trupti irodilla. So vairagya is important. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ಸರ್ ನಮಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ತೂಕ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಇದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆಸನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಬರುವಾಗ ಮೊದಲೇ ಇಷ್ಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ತೂಕ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಏನು ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ನನಗೆ ವಾಸಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಡೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತೂಕ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಜಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ? ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಜನರಲಿ ಟೆಲ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ? ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಾನೇ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ. ಮಾಡಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪುಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. ನೋ, ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್. ಸೊ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೋ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ರೈಟ್ ವೇ. So that is important. That abhyasa and vairagya, which gives you quick result. But many are not thinking to do that abhyasa regularly. ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಕಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. If you want success, abhyasa and vairagya is very, very important. Abhyasa, see, you will get a quick result if that vairagya is there. And regular abhyasa. Abhyasa ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಸಂಡೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ವೀಕ್ ಫುಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಅಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. Saturday, Sunday, when OAC class is there, see, this abhyasa and vairagya is required in the practice to achieve quick success. Then what happens as a result of that? Tataha dvandva anabhighataha. Dvandva, what are dvandvas in life? All are dvandvas only. So we are tossed up and down always. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಅವ್ರ ಏನಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಂದ್ರ ಕೆಟ್ಟದಂದ್ರ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರ, ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದಾರ, ನಾನು ಸೊಡ್ಡ ಇದೀನ ದಪ್ಪ ಇದೀನಿ. ಸಿ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಡ್ಯುಯಾಲಿಟೀಸ್. ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ, ಪುಣ್ಯ ಅಪುಣ್ಯ, ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಅಸಿದ್ಧಿ, ಶುಭ ಅಶುಭ, ಲಾಭ ಅಲಾಭ, ಜಯಾಪಜಯ. Always mind is tossed between these two dualities. Result of this dualities is pain, suffering. So then, imagine a state which is not where there is no dvandva. ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತದು? There are no chitta vrittis at all. That is a samatva sthiti. All the pain and asamatvalana is because of this dvandva. There is no samatvam. See, the definition of yoga, chitta vritti nirodha, is also there here. Tataha dvandva navighataha. The chitta vrittis also he says rittayaha panchatayaha klishta aklishtaha. So there Patanjali mentioned chitta vrittis itself as klishta aklishta dvandva. Then naturally when you practice asana like that, naturally all dvandvas are eliminated. So got the idea of asana? I'll stop it for a while here for 5 minutes. You can ask questions. Before I proceed about asanas, for practicals also will proceed. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಯಾರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಫೋನ್. So any questions? So ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗದೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. So ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, Then another 5-10 minutes I need to finish off this. Then we'll go to the practice part of it. Okay. So till now, if you have any questions, please ask before I proceed to the next one. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಸೂತ್ರ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್.
ಸರ್, ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಈ ಫೈನಲ್ ಪೋಸ್ಚರ್ ಬ್ರೆತ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದ್ರ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಸರ್?
ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಬ್ರೆತ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಿಬಲಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು.
ಅದು ನಾವು ಫೋರ್ಸಿಬಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ತಾನಾಗೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು
effortlessly, if breath stops, if breath stops effortlessly in the asana, that is kevala kumbhaka. So that is good. That is the good, that is the final or the required outcome. So naturally breath should stop, not forcibly, with ease, without any discomfort. Kevala, with the least effort, breath should stop still. Then there is no requirement to breathe, so that is why it has stopped. So when the mind is not functioning, then bodily physiological functions are also not required. Then there is no energy requirement, so you don't need a requirement of the oxygen also or breath also. So naturally there is a least requirement that can be a state of basal metabolic rate as discussed in medical sciences. So this Kevala Kumbhaka can be achieved only in that state of basal metabolic rate where your mind is still. Then only you can achieve that basal metabolic rate. ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ನಿದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಬೇಸಲ್ ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಕ್ ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Because their mind is still active even in nidde, their sleep quality is also not so good. Yes, Rajesh. Yes, Soumya ji.
Add on to the same question. My experience is that breathe means you instruct to go for deep breath, but I am unable to take a deep breath. The breath is like very minimal breath will happen in some postures. Like example, in a body stretch backward, so there is a expansion of this chest area. So in that posture, I am not able to breathe in as much as possible. I feel like very minimal breathing to happen to me. So is it right or how?
See, initially when you are in the final posture, because of that change, there will be increased breath rate, heart rate and mental state also. Right? This is an altered state, alva? From normal state, this is an altered state. To adjust to that altered state, it requires some time. So to get adjusted to that, your breath rate may increase, your heart rate may increase, so that it becomes faster. When it is faster, you cannot breathe deeper. So you just allow that breath to happen for 3 to 5 rounds, normal breathing, and then start culturing the breath. After 3 to 5 rounds of normal breath in the final posture, then concentrate on breath, allow it to slow down mindfully. So don't forcibly stop it. Mindfully allow it to slow down, and at the same time tune all other organs also to expand and contract easily in such a way. Mindfully, you be mindful of it, naturally agatte adu. So once there is no discomfort, mindfully you can stop as long as possible. Inhale, retain breath inside, slowly exhale. So naturally when you hold that antarkumbhaka ಒಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡು breath stop ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಥಾಶಕ್ತಿ, not forcibly. If you do forcibly, then you are damaging your body, your subtle organs or vital organs. Do it willfully with the least effort. So that can happen naturally also. ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಮೈಂಡ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, if you are mindful, if your focus concentration is on one process, naturally it slows down, it becomes deeper. As it slows down, it becomes deeper. You can mindfully also do it. Yes, Soumya madam, you had a question.
Oh no, it was the same thing which you said. So with my experience, when Pushpalata ma'am was telling about the breath stops, right? Or with my experience, what happens is when we are not able to breathe relaxedly, like breathing and breathe out in that posture, that time we feel stop holding the breath becomes naturally easier for some time. That's when automatically we hold it, because we are not able to breathe in and breathe out for that long time.
Yes. So forcibly or voluntary holding breath forcibly can cause some damage or pain. But within the limits, holding it voluntary also okay. But forcibly holding is not good. So no Shastra advises that. So Shastra is the experience. Okay, now let us move on to other. So if no questions, if anybody has any other question, we will continue. So dualities also we discussed. So then when the dualities vanish, the goal of yoga, the definition of yoga is established. Tadaha drashtu swarupe avasthanam. The seer, drashtuhu, one who is practicing is a drashtu. What he is seeing is drishti. Drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then you are the seer, established in your reality. Otherwise, it is psychological dependence on external world. Swarupa is the real nature. What is our real nature? Ananda, happiness is my birthright. So nodidwal, what is the birthright of every individual? Ananda Mimamsa chapter we have studied. Happiness. Happy, healthy, selflessness. Healthy means what? Swastha, swa avastha. So ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಂಥರ ಅರ್ಥ, ಇದು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಸ್ವಸ್ಥ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಪದ. ಸ್ವ ಅವಸ್ಥಾ. ಸ್ವ ಅವಸ್ಥಾ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ವಸ್ಥ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯ, ಅರೋಗತಃ, ರೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ, ಕನ್ನಡ, ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ and try to understand, then there is a wrong interpretation. The goal of asana or yoga is to achieve this state of self-realization or self-reality, or being attuning to that swarupa. Hence, asanas. Use the body to gain health and master the mind. Key is stretch and relax all groups of muscles. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ materialistically think ಮಾಡೋಣ ಆಸನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. What happens in the physical body? Nicely stretch and relax to the core. When you stretch and relax, what happens? Nerves ಎಲ್ಲ conductivity enhance ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Muscles ability to expand and contract ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Circulation, micro level circulation improve ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. All groups of muscles will become light and active, strong with asana practice. The key is you should stretch and release all the muscles. Relax them, all groups of muscles in the body. Otherwise, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, if you don't stretch and relax, if you don't do that on daily basis or regular basis, what may happen to your muscles or nerves, body? They may lose their ability to conduct. Efficiency will reduce. Just like cultivating a soil. I think I gave this example the other day in the previous class. If you don't cultivate the land for a longer duration, soil become compact, hard, and not useful for proper crop, for growth and development. There is no proper nourishment. Barren land antaralla, fertile land and barren anta. So body also becomes barren. If it has to be fertile, it should be nourished. For a proper nourishment, there must be proper stretch and relaxation. So there I was mentioning in the beginning itself, there are two schools of asanas. Dynamic asanas, which involve speed, jerk and repetitive. These are Hatha Yoga asanas. Hatha school of asana practice. And there is another school of asanas, stretch and relax, slowness, maintenance, and the final posture, Sthira Sukham Asanam. So what we discussed. This is Patanjali school of asanas. Patanjali Yoga. Asana thought in Hatha Yoga, which is dynamic, speed and repetitive asanas. And whereas relaxing asanas are stretch, relax, slow and maintain longer duration. The purpose of Hatha school of asana is to eliminate tamoguna. Initially there is a lethargy, tardiness. ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಲೇಜಿ ಲೆಥರ್ಜಿಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಚಲ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಅಷ್ಟು ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಮೂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಅಂಥ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟೇ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯು ರಿಮೈನ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ತಾಮಸ್. ಸೊ ಟು ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ತಮಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ rajas. So rajas is speed, repetitive, aggressive. So that dynamic, fast and repetitive asanas. ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೂಸನಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್, ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಬೆಂಡಿಂಗ್, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಬೆಂಡಿಂಗ್, ಪವನ ಮುಕ್ತಾಸನ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ, ರಾಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೋಲ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸಸ್ ವಿ ಡೂ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್. ಇವನ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೈನಮಿಕಲಿ ವಿ ಡೂ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್ class of practice. We need a Hatha school of asana practice also, just for eliminating that lethargy. So nowadays people are more lethargic, so we need such more dynamic asanas. If you are there in rajoguna for longer duration, what is the impact of rajoguna? You will become speed and repetition. Speed ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? It makes you tired and again take you to tamas. To progress from rajas to tamas, sattva, use Patanjali school of thought for asanas. Now getting that correlation, ಸರ್ ನೀವೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ, ಇವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಲೋ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ when you start the practice in the beginning of the day or in the beginning itself, there may be some, as a result of the nature, prakriti guna adu. So there may be tamo guna, lethargy, drowsy, tardy. Adu eliminate ಆಗಬೇಕು ಮೊದಲು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೈನಮಿಕ್, ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಲೂಸನಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಡೂ. ಸೊ ಡೈನಮಿಕ್ ಆಸನ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್. ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಸನಾಸ್, ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸನ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ rajas to achieve sattva. So use both schools, integrate both schools to reach higher. So classification of asanas, yogasanas are classified in your syllabus, in your course. There are 4 types of asanas: standing, sitting, prone and supine. There are 3 categories of asanas: relaxative, meditative and culturative. 4 types, 3 categories. 4 types of asana: standing, sitting, prone, supine, commonly. And 3 categories: certain category of asanas which gives relaxation to body and mind, certain category of asanas which helps you to reach a meditative state quickly, like Padmasana, Siddhasana, Vajrasana, Swastikasana. So these are all asanas. The moment you sit, mind becomes calm, focused, relaxed. So that is meditative asana. like Shitila Tadasana, Makarasana, Shashankasana, Shavasana. These are all relaxative category of asanas. And cultural, rest all are culture, which brings culture, which cultures your muscles, musculature, nervous system, all functionalities of your body, mind are called cultural. Majority of asanas are culturative asanas. So I'll break here for 5-10 minutes. We'll break and then we'll start the practice. ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ದುಃಖ ಹೊರಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬನ್ನಿ. ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ the practice now.